The Ellis Park one for me is like that was this year. That will still sit with me as one of the best games. Yeah, not necessarily I played, but in terms of the team, how we were going as a Wallaby group at the time was really, really special. And to win over there in 60 odd years was unbelievable.
Well, even like so, you're in the old days where we travelled to South Africa together. So you've done super in South Africa, and so you knew how hard it is to win any game there, let alone at Ellis Park, let alone for the Wallabies against the Springboks. What was going through your head that second half? Oh,
it was incredible because I came off at half time, so that's probably why we ended up winning.
You said you did the hard yards,
yeah, I laid the platform apparently. To be honest, I was like a little bit numb and a little bit shocked because, you know, like when we started a game against the Springboks like we did, when we gave up, I don't know, 20 odd points, and they were pumping us too, like they were all over us. And I remember they scored a try in 2 minutes and we kicked off. They box kick it back, we drop it, they spin it to the winger, and I've run everywhere, and then they've spin it to the other wing, and they score a try. So I've made no tackle, no ruck, didn't touch the ball, and I'm behind the try line, just like I couldn't breathe because of the altitude. And I was like, oh, it's one of those nights. Anyway, we ended up fighting our way back into it, and then the second half speaks for itself. Like, it was just incredible to sit on the bench and watch it. Like, it was just one of those games where the crowd was in shock, because they don't lose there, ever. But yeah, I just remember sitting there in the change room. I just was so happy.
Is it almost an out-of-body experience when you achieve something like that with a group of guys you've been through the shit with 2 years previous, and all of a sudden you have toppled a giant? Like, how big of an adrenaline and dopamine hit is it for you in that moment in the sheds afterwards with a gold jersey on your back?
Well, that's probably the one thing I'll miss after retiring from the game is, or international rugby, is that moment there in the change room after a good win. And in particular, that game itself was just so special. I just remember we cracked a few beers that night and really enjoyed ourselves. And it was just a phenomenal feeling. Like, it's one of those things you actually don't understand how big the occasion is until I ended up flying home after the game. But just how big it is. Like, I sit here now and I'm thinking, what an achievement.
And I suppose it brings me to how much has that Wallaby environment, that change room, changed over the years? Like, gone from it's very different. They're more likely to jump in an ice bath than put beers in an ice bath. Or, like you said, you had a couple of beers in. What's the modern rugby player like compared to the professionals you used to be with? The on-off switch of days gone by.
It's chalk and cheese, really. It's I remember having memories of winning at Twickenham a long time ago, and Drew Mitchell and Gitz were in the bathtubs. I mean, the bathtubs and there was beers filled up to their necks, and they were loving it. But yeah, the game's obviously changed a fair bit. There's a lot of professionalism around. Recovery is such a big part of the game, and the biggest thing is probably how we train now. Like, when we were playing together, like, the training was, well, for you it was optional, but for the rest of us, you know, it was hard, but like it wasn't too bad. Where now it's all GPS data driven. It's high performance stuff. So you got to recover. If you can't recover, you won't train well, you won't play well. It's like a big cycle now.